Beowulf, Part 40. He bade then the battle be proclaimed in the entrenchment, up over the sea cliff, where that troop of earls, bearing their shields, sat sad in mind the whole morning, expecting both issues, the death and the return of the loved man. He who rode on the headland held back little of the late tidings, but truthfully he told them all. Now is the giver of delights among the people of the Veders, the lord of the Geats, fast in his deathbed. He bides in his slaughterous couch by the deeds of the dragon. By his side lies the deadly foe, stricken with knife wounds. He could not in any way deal a wound to the monster with a sword. Wiglaf, son of Whalestan, sits over Beowulf, the earl over the other lifeless one. Reverently, he keeps watch over friend and foe. Now there is prospect of a time of strife for the people, when the fall of the king becomes widely known to Franks and Frisians. The harsh strife with the Hugas was brought about when Hygelac went to the land of the Frisians with a navy, where the Hetwer laid him low in battle. They did mightily with their great numbers, so that the corset warrior was forced to yield. He fell mid his troops. The prince gave no adornments to his veterans. To us, ever since, the goodwill of the Merovingian kings has been denied. Nor do I expect any peace or good faith from the people of Sweden. For it is widely known that Ogenthau robbed Hæthcent, son of Herethel, of life near Ravenswood, when the warlike Schelfings first sought in their pride the people of the Geats. Straightway the aged father of Otyr, old and terrible, dealt him a blow in return, killed the sea guide. The old man freed the bride, the wife reft of her gold, the mother of Onella and Otyr. And then he followed his deadly foe, till with difficulty they escaped, leaderless, to Ravenswood. Then he besieged with a mighty host those who had escaped the sword, wearied from wounds. Often through the livelong night he threatened the wretched band with misery. He said that in the morning he would do them hurt with the edges of the sword. Some on the gallows tree for the sport of the birds. With dawn came relief again to the woeful, when they heard Hygelac horn and the blare of the trumpet, when the valiant one came on the track of the warriors of the people. Part 41. The blood trail of Swedes and Geats, the deadly attack of men, was widely noted, how the men roused strife between one another. Then the valiant one departed with his kinsmen, the old man very sad, to seek his stronghold. The earl, Ogenthau, went on further. He had heard of Hygelac's skill in battle, of the proud man's war strength. He relied not on resistance to check the seamen, to defend treasure, children and wife against the sea raiders. The aged man turned thence once more behind a rampart. Then chase was given to the men of the Swedes, the banner to Hygelac. Upon that they overran the stronghold after the people of Herethel had penetrated the fastness. There the gray-haired Ogenthau was constrained to tarry by the edge of the sword, so that the people's king had to suffer the might of Ulfor alone. Wulf, son of Wanred, struck him with the sword, so that after the blow the blood gushed from the veins under his hair. Yet he was not daunted, the aged Schelfing, but quickly repaid the deadly stroke with a worse in exchange, as soon as he, the people's king, turned thither. The strong son of Wanred could not give a blow in return to the old man, for he first clove his helmet on his head, so that, stained with blood, he had to give back. He fell on the ground. He was not doomed yet, but he revived, though a wound had stricken him. The bold Thane of Hygelac, when his brother was laid low, caused his broadsword, old gigantic brand, to crash the massive helmet over the wall of shields. Then the king sank down, the protector of the people. He was stricken unto death. Then were there many who bound up his kinsmen. They lifted him speedily when space was cleared for them, so that they might hold possession of the battlefield. Then one warrior spoiled another, took from Oguntheow his iron corselet, his sharp-hilted sword, and his helm also, bore the trappings of the old man to Hegulac. He received the adornments and graciously promised him rewards amid the people, and thus did he fulfill it. The lord of the Geats, the son of Herthel, when he came to his home, rewarded Aelfur and Wulf with exceedingly rich treasures for that onslaught. To each of them he gave 100,000 measures of land and twisted rings. Men on earth had no cause to blame him for the gifts when they fought heroically. And then to Aelfur he gave his only daughter to adorn his dwelling as a pledge of goodwill. That is the feud and the hostility, the deadly hatred of men which I look for, of Swedish men who will come upon us when they learn that our prince is dead, who erstwhile guarded treasure and kingdom against foes, the Borgskildings, after the fall of heroes, did what was best for the people, and performed heroic deeds more and more. Now haste is best, that we should gaze there upon the people's king, and bring him, who gave us rings, on his way to the pyre. No solitary thing shall be consumed with the brave man, but there is store of treasures, untold gold dearly gained, and now, at the last, rings bought with his own life. The flame shall devour them. The earl shall not wear the treasures as a memorial, nor shall the fair maid bear on her neck the adornment of a circlet, but sad in mind, reft of gold, shall walk in the strange land, not once, but oftentimes, now that the leader of the host has done with laughter, joy, and merriment. Wherefore many a spear, cold in the morning, shall be grasped with fingers raised aloft with hands. The sound of the harp shall not rouse the warriors, but the dark raven, ready above the fallen, shall speak many things, shall tell the eagle how he sped at the feasting, when, with the wolf, he spoiled the slain. Thus the bold man told evil tidings. He lied not at all in his forecasts and words. The troop all rose up. Sadly, they went under Ernanaeus, with tears welling up to behold the wonder. Then they found him lifeless on the sand, keeping his helpless couch, him who in former times gave them rings. Then the last of days had come to the valiant one, on which the warlike king, the prince of the Weders, perished a wondrous death. First they saw there a strange creature, the hateful dragon, lying opposite on the ground there. The fire dragon, the grim, dread monster, was scorched with flames. He measured 50 feet long as he lay. Often he had taken his pleasure in the air at night. He had come down again to visit his lair, and now he was firm bound by death. He had taken his last delight in the earth caves. By him stood goblets and flagons, dishes lay there, and costly swords eaten through by rust, as if they had remained there 1,000 years in the earth's embrace. At that time, that mighty heritage, gold of men of olden times, had a curse laid upon it, so that none among men might touch that ring hall, unless God himself, the true king of victories. He is the helper of heroes, granted to whom he would to lay open the hoard, even to that man who seemed good unto him. And we'll go on with part 42 in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. I love you. As Tigger says, ta-ta for now.